Tokyo Ghoul chapter 141. Ishida, man, you fucking just going so hard. I remember when I first picked up the manga last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, when I just decided I couldn't watch the anime anymore, and I read it in the first like 20 or so chapters. I was like, I'm not sure about this art. I don't know. By chapter 141, you just gotta give mangaka their development sometimes and room to grow, because by 141, I look at it now, it's been good since like about like, I don't know, 40 chapters ago or so, but still, looking at it now, it's beautiful. The artwork this chapter was great, aside from a couple panels that looked rushed and stuff like that. Overall, everything was so clean, and I'm just appreciative of Ishida's style at this point. First thing I want to talk about in this chapter, so much good progression. I knew we wouldn't get any Kaneki stuff right now, so I'm not really concerned about that. I'm not even going to discuss that right now. Amon, dude's sense of justice. I really like this character at this point, because this dude's sense of justice is superb, ridiculously insane for some reason. I don't even get it, how somebody can be that, try and be that righteous and that understanding. Dude is lying there with his arm, completely cut off, and Takizawa comes up to him, and, crying, weeping over Amon, little bitch made nigga that he is, and Amon is just like, is everybody in the 20th Ward investigation team okay? Like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be there, like, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, damn, you're like half awake, bleeding out from your arm, and you're still concerned about everyone else. And then like Takizawa's like, we're gonna get you some help, like, don't die. And he's like, I can't die, that'll make him a murderer, referring to Kaneki. And I was just like, oh my fucking god, this dude is not even concerned about himself in the slightest. I don't get it. I don't know if he's gotten delusional in the last bit. I don't know if he forgot that he just went head to head and that Kaneki was the one that just ripped off his arm, but it seems like he is holding out for some sort of deeper conversation with Kaneki later, trying to understand him, and I feel like Amon will be one of the first people that comes to understand ghouls from the CCG perspective. Next up, and I will say that kind of hints too for a future between Amon and Kaneki, which is another reason why Kaneki will definitely come back. But anyway, next up, Tatara-san just coming in. They're like, yeah, we gotta clear this path, blah blah blah, call for like medics, and he's like, no need for that, I'll settle your deaths. I was like, oh fuck, we're finally gonna get to see some Tatara-san going in. And dude doesn't even use his Kagune at all. He's just slashing people in half with his arms, running in talking about, you need to clear this path, the king is coming through. And I was like, oh shit, so we're about to see the one-eyed king roll through here. And I'm not, the way that it sounds, they're in completely separate locations, this location and where everything is taking place with the one-eyed owl. And it just makes me believe that, we never got confirmation that the owl and the king are the same person, and we've been operating on the assumption that they're either two different people or perhaps they're the same person who's been shrouded in mystery. I think that this is a good indication of there being a separate entity, another one-eyed ghoul that is the one-eyed king, if he's about to cross through this path, unless Tatara is referring to the one-eyed owl, like sweeping, cleaning everything up and rolling through this way. So I'm not sure, but I'm really excited to see if we're gonna, get some inkling into the one-eyed king in the coming chapters. I'm really excited for that. Takizawa, still, like, Seido Takizawa from the beginning, from his intro, just mad annoying to me. Just super annoying. I don't like any stuff he does. He's always a baby, running away the couple chapters ago just to find Amon. Like, I mean, yeah, it's cool that you're going to find Amon. He probably needs help. He clearly needs assistance due to bleeding on the floor, but you ran off from battle, dude. You ran off like a little bitch. No wonder nobody wants you. And, anyway, in this, I'm glad that he stood up to Tatara, but the whole time, just the panels, the tears streaming down his face, the whining, the weeping, I was just like, you're still so bitch made, man. At least you had the resolve to stand up to him, but, you had Amon, no arm protecting you, and legit, you got what you deserve. This is a wake-up call for you, because when you were doing everything else that you were doing, drafting the testament and your will and whatever, and all of that, like, you were just mad bitch made through all of it. And I think that if you survive this, if Takizawa survives this, and his arm, gets some new sort of prosthetic, like Amon gets some, I feel like they're about to get some like Arata suit prosthetics or some shit. But if he gets that, I think it'll change his demeanor and his personality and persona. I think he'll be a more hardened individual, so that's good. But at this point, everybody in the CCG is losing limbs, you know, because Tatara just tosses him in the air, and then dude just comes in and snatches him up. I forget this dude's name all the time. I can't even remember it right now. But the masked dude that's an exec in Algiri Tree, that, you know, works alongside Tatara sometimes, just snatches his arm off, and now you have him, Juzo, Amon, all missing limbs. I'm just like, okay, this shit is crazy. Then you have Hirako versing the one-eyed owl for a couple panels and whatnot. That shit was tight. I was like, damn, dude is going in, and you saw how beastly he was a couple chapters ago when he was just evading everything, couldn't be touched. So, as a result of that, I'm just like, damn, the one-eyed owl is insanely powerful. Dude is just pushing him back. I mean, like, I like the way he was able to parry him and shit, but overwhelming force. I was like, God. And you see the owl going in this chapter. This dude is so beastly. Like, the Kakuja shit is sickening, honestly, because, like, you see that he has some sense about it because, you know, last chapter or whatever, or not last chapter, but a couple chapters, because we heard him speak, and we also heard him speak, you know, this chapter. So he has sense about him and stuff like that, but he looks so beastly and, like, feral and not, you know, any sort of, you know, mental processes going on. He's just kind of, like, head tilted on some sick exorcist shit, like, dude's heads in his mouth. I was like, oh my God, this dude is crazy. Why? If Yoshimura was so moral as he was, I mean, I understand it's his fucking son, he loves him, but if the dude is like that, you should just be given, I'm not gonna get into it. That's a discussion for another time. Anyway, the main thing at the end of this chapter, you see Arima make his way over to the battlefield, and, you know, Al is like, you're here, like, in anticipation, so ready. Next week, we're probably gonna get, you know, some one-eyed owl versus Arima. Hopefully that shit should be fucking epic as fuck. I'm just so hyped right now. It was a really good chapter, really fucking good chapter. A lot of stuff going on. The Tatara stuff, the hinting at the one-eyed king, you know, Takizawa getting his arm bitten off. I'm happy about that, honestly, because A, he needed to learn a lesson, and B, it's potential for him to grow and, you know, mature if he survives this. And, you know, the CCG, all limbless, I still call the Arata prosthetics. I think there will be some Arata suit Quinky prosthetics going on for these people quite soon. And yeah, I'm just super hyped for the Arima versus One-Eyed Owl. Let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Beautiful. Just some slips in the artwork at certain points take away from it. But the pacing and everything was really good. And last thing I want to mention, we're going to keep getting hints that Kaneki will come back through just sheer plot device and storytelling. Like, there's just ways you weave a story where you can't have certain things progressing and not have anything for it to bounce off of. For example, Rize's killers, the information regarding Rize's killer, Amon wanting to get to know Kaneki better, and in, you know, the future potentially come to understand ghouls. There has to be some human to ghoul gap bridging at some point in this series, or else it's just not going to be done right. So I think that Amon will be a good point for that, and Kaneki has to be there to reciprocate that. And I'm going to keep mentioning this time and time again. Fucking Hide. Dude is a beast, okay? I'm going to say this every fucking chapter review I do until, at the very end, until, you know, people either A, understand, or B, Hide comes back, or Kaneki comes back. Hide planned for Kaneki to do what he did. Hide either sacrificed himself or just straight up set up a plan, and Hide's plans will not fail. Just remember that. Just remember that. So, anyway, chapter 141, fucking awesome. So hyped for that Arima versus Al. 9 out of 10. Peace.